everybody to our special podcast at Fab24, right? So I am Camila.
I am Diego.
And we're really excited and thrilled to be here at the Ibero Puebla campus, bringing you conversation with remarkable and amazing people about talking about innovation, creation, creativity, and a lot of other subjects as part of Fab24. And we want to bring interesting conversation. And today we have an amazing person. So let's welcome to this podcast Adam Stone. So how are you, Adam?
I'm doing well. I'm so excited to be here. I'm really honored that you asked me to be a part of this, and thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you so much. Actually, we are excited too because we want to talk about Fab Academy as part of today. It's a graduation day, and can you share us about your experience in Fab Academy and how it was influential your journey in digital fabrication and innovation?
Yeah, for sure. Fab Academy was such an amazing experience. Having learning about rapid prototyping really helped me think systematically about integrating different parts of a system, from taking the programming to electronics and 3D printing, being able to thinking about how we can combine all of those into a project to create something good in the world, really changed the way I think about innovation. In my Fab Academy final project, I created a device called the Disability Forewarning System. So Tourette syndrome, I'm not sure if you're familiar, is a neurodevelopmental disorder characterized by making involuntary movements and vocalizations called tics. And for some people who have for 80% of people, their tics become less severe as they get older. But for some people who have, so I have Tourette's, but mine are more mild. For people who have more severe tics, when they're pulled over by a law enforcement officer at a traffic stop, it can become really dangerous. If they think the person is being intoxicated, is being aggressive or is intoxicated, that can escalate really quickly. And so I created a device that sticks on the back window of your car, and the driver can press a button and it moves down and says the message, the driver has Tourette syndrome, to help de-escalate that encounter before it escalates dangerously.
It actually is quite interesting, right? I guess touch is for that, right? To find solutions to different problems around. And actually, it sounds really interesting. Can I know what was your favorite part of making projects like this? Like, for example, you were talking of different tools like 3D printing or programming. I think for you, it's programming, right, Diego?
Yeah, for me, I like programming. You work with 3D printer, but I don't know. What is your favorite part? What is the moment you're really excited when you want to work with one technology?
Yeah, so I'm like you. I love computer science and programming. Since I was really little, I would learn take courses online to learn how to code in JavaScript and in Python. And I think going through Fab Academy, that experience of going outside of your comfort zone, and like I'd never done milling before or making like a PCB board and soldering, and so being able to go outside of your comfort zone past just the programming and using other skills as well, and then integrating them to create a project that you're passionate about was really amazing experience.
Great. Actually, we wanted to ask because when we were looking to every detail about Fab24, we just get to one of your projects, I guess, right? The expert network map. Can you tell us a little bit about her?
So, when a student goes through Fab Academy, every student creates a documentation website where they write down what they've learned and what worked and what didn't work for them, and they're documenting their whole process of their project and their learning that week. And a big part of Fab Academy is not reinventing the wheel and building off of each other's work and learning from your peers. And so I noticed a problem that in my own lab in Charlotte, I knew which of my friends I could look at their documentation, which of my peers if I needed help with 3D printing, or if I needed to look at good resources on molding and casting. But beyond the Charlotte Fab Lab, with thousands of students globally spanning 10 plus years back, there's not really a good way to find useful documentation. And so I thought that it's customary that if I use my friend's resources, I'll put a link to his website in my website. And so I created a program that goes through all the Fab Academy student GitLab repos where they put their documentation and looks for links to other students' websites. So the theory is that if you're more referenced by the peers, the more expertise you probably have. And then I trained a neural network to classify each link between students' websites into a subject area like 3D printing or molding and casting or electronics design. And then I took this data and put it into a website, a visualization chart where you can see students that are bigger on the map, and you can see the lines of connections between students, and then use that to find useful documentation. And so the map, since I took Fab Academy 2 years ago, it had 400 active users this year, and then we're looking, and it's continually evolving each week and adding more data as more students are documenting.
Actually, it's quite surprising, and I agree with that. I think part of the Fab, like this idea of the Fab Foundation, right? It's like inclusion, access, and contribute to everyone project. And I think it's quite interesting or surprising, right? How everyone in this community is helping each other and learning from each other and creating new things together.
Yeah, I like the history you share with us. You have a problematic, you create a dispositive to help someone, but also in some moments you need help from specific subjects. Okay, you create other project, the expert network map, to manage these kind of problems. It's not only for you, it's all for everyone to the community. I think this is very nice.
And I think it brings us to the next question, right?
Yeah. How do you see digital fabrication education contributing to the development of the future of the innovators?
Yeah, so I think the democratization of access to like Fab Labs and well, let me start. I think there's innovators everywhere, and just not everyone all around the world, but not everyone has the tools to be able to make their ideas and their dream a reality. And so, and some people have ideas and they don't even know what's possible, right? If they're not educated about that. And so, like especially my younger brother, the same one I was talking about before, he loves coming up with ideas and inventions, and when we're able to help him take his ideas and 3D print a model of it, you see that light in his eyes. It like lightens up how amazing it is to go from your idea and then learning what's possible and able to make a difference and make it come to life. And so I think both enabling people to do things to learning what's even possible, and really opens up the horizons where the more accessible it is, the better. And innovation is needed everywhere, and bringing the tools to the innovators already there is really important.
I really love that idea, and I think it's quite important because how you say it before, as part of creating, it's part of learning and seeing each other's work. It doesn't mean to invent the wheel every time, right? So being able to share and create and do things, and I agree with you, the story you were saying, and we actually have a sister too, and that part of creating, I think it's something really important for us as humans. So yeah, so we should go to the last question to just wrap out. So any advice could you give to students or educators or self-learners, right, to look forward to get involved into innovation and creation?
I'd say 2 pieces of advice. First off, not be afraid. Don't be afraid. So some people are, like had a coding background, and so I was nervous to get into like the mechanical side of things and electronics more so. And I have friends in my Fab Lab or people I've met that are the opposite. They're really comfortable with CAD and designing, and they do not want to do programming. That's outside of their comfort zone. And so I think expanding your reach and I found that I really love doing that kind of stuff, and you don't even know what you're going to enjoy doing and what you're passionate about. So I think that's the first thing that's really important. Secondly, I think it's get engaged with the community. So when I was working on the expert network map, I first shared my idea with Tom Dubik, who's the head of our Fab Lab in Charlotte. And he's amazing, and he encouraged me to go on the weekly lecture and share it with Professor Gershenfeld, and then out of MIT, who teaches Fab Academy. And then he went and connected me with a mentor in Spain, Francisco Sanchez, who also was really helpful in teaching me and how to be able to bring this project to life. And so when there's a whole bunch of people who you don't even know who are there to be excited about your work and to help support you and give you new opportunities. And I think, yes, that's my piece of advice.
I definitely agree. I think it's so amazing how you can connect, and I agree with you. Definitely how you don't know them and still connect by this idea of creating and sharing. And I think it was a really interesting conversation.
Yeah, because the point for me is something very cool, because the community is a safe zone to everyone to experiment something, because everyone is going to be happy to help you to pass your ideas to the reality.
Yeah, and to create together and make that real after all. So it's been amazing talking with you and hearing about your journey and amazing work and actually the passion of sharing and how it's part of this amazing event that we are not right now, Fab24, right? Because it's all of us being together, creating and sharing our knowledge and this idea of creating together. So thank you so much for joining us, for your time and for sharing. And thank you everyone who is listening to this. And thank you for being here and hearing more about Fab24. And please stay tuned for more interviews because it's going to be a really interesting week full of activities and so much more.
Perfect, guys. See you in the next time.
Bye-bye.